What is up, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have actually had this palette for quite a while, and I decided it was finally time to test it out. So today we are going to be trying out the Beauty Bakerie Do It for the Gram palette. I bought this palette at the same time that I purchased the Cake Mix foundation, and if you guys haven't seen that review, I'll leave it. Actually, it's over here. I'll leave it up here in the eye for you if you want to check it out. But I just fell in love with this palette online when I saw it. I thought the colors were so vibrant and gorgeous. And then I got it in the mail and I was just kind of underwhelmed, I guess. The packaging is really cute. Beauty Bakerie is all like food kind of related. So do it for the gram, like Instagram. So you open it up and look at the colors, and you kind of, at first glance, you're like, ooh, yeah, these are amazing. And then you kind of look at them some more, and you realize, like, they just kind of feel a little disjointed to me. Like, you know, they could have done, what, 4 more shades, 3 more shades, and kind of tied it all together. And what I mean is, I'm talking about these 3 shades right here. It's like, if you look at the rest of the palette, all of these here, and in this one, you can think like, okay, these go together, these all, you know, you can make a bunch of different looks with all of these. And then they threw in like these 3 token cool shades up here, and I mean, they didn't put in any like matte or like transition shades that kind of go with these really well, so it just feels like it's missing a little something to me. But we are going to try this out anyway. We're going to try to create something really cool with what we've got. This palette does retail for $38 on the Beauty Bakerie website, and there's 12 shades, so I do kind of feel like it's a little pricey. Now, I haven't tried the formula, I haven't like swatched it or anything, so I don't know, they could be amazing. I have no idea. But I also just ordered a Morphe palette. It was one of their new 15 shade palettes, and I think it was $18, and I got 15 shades. So, I mean, the comparison is like, what? Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this palette. I have already primed and set my lids, you know, with the usual, so I won't go into that really, and I was going to actually set it with this shade, and then I forgot that there was a light shade in this palette. So instead, we're going to go ahead and go straight into this shade here. I guess this will kind of be my transition shade. For me personally, I kind of feel like this might be a little dark as a transition shade, but we'll see. I'm trying to do it very lightly so I can build up the color where I want it, so it might work out okay. We'll have to see. No, actually this shade really isn't bad. It builds up nicely. There's very little fallout and blends out nicely. So far so good. Okay guys, so that transition shade is down, and I just want to let you know that this is the second time that I have filmed this. I put it on, went on to the next step, and then took it off because it looked so bad. We're gonna go a different route instead, and next we're gonna go into this deepest shade right here, and we're gonna run that in just the deepest parts of the crease. So I guess we can story time a little bit while I put this shade in the crease. So I haven't had a problem at all so far with any of these matte shades or the warm shades. It was the cool shades that just, they took the whole look down the toilet. The cool shades look really different in the pan than when they do when they're on your eye. So in the pan, these basically look blue, teal, and kind of like a purpley color, but they basically come out like violet brown brown. So I tried to use the shade that looked blue, and I put it on my lid, and it came out like this greenish brown, like poop, like just like weird colored poop. Anyway, I tried for about 30 minutes to make it work. I added more, I blended more, I put a different color in the crease to blend it out, and nothing worked. I tried to do a wing, the wing didn't save it, and you know, if the wing liner doesn't save it, then it's not worth saving. So anyway, I took all of my eye makeup off, and here we are. We're back to basically like step 2. Okay, so I got that dark shade in the deepest parts of the crease, and now I think what I want to do is actually go into that kind of orangey red shade, this one right here. And for this one, I'm going to take a flat brush, tap it into this shade, and I'm going to slowly start building this up here in the outer corner. I don't know how intense I want to go with it yet. I'm just going to kind of wing it. Alright, so with that orangey red shade the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease about halfway. So I'm going to take some concealer, put it on the back of my hand, and taking the magnifying side of my mirror, I am going to cut my crease and put concealer on my lid up until about like the halfway point. And we're going to try a shimmer shade on this inner corner. Okay, so I cut the crease and I did one eye here off camera just in case the shimmer shade also was poop, but it's really nice. So what I did was I just took a plain flat brush, it's not wet or anything, and I went into this gold shade right here, and I very carefully went over the areas that I cut with the concealer. And this brush is great because it comes to a point, so you can really get those edges really nicely with this. And this gold shade, oh my god, this came out beautiful. And then to blend the two shades, all I did was go in with a little pencil brush and just run it right in between the two colors to diffuse them together and get a really nice blend. Let's go ahead and move on to the lower lash line. I did some liner and the rest of my makeup off camera. So the first thing I want to do is just use the same brush that I kind of patted this orange shade into the corner with and just get the very tip of it into the palette. And I want to run this the entire length of the lower lash line. And I'm going to take an even smaller brush and dip it into that darkest brown that we used in the crease and gently run that just in the outer corner here to give it a little extra depth. Now if you glance at this palette, you'll notice that there's no shades here that really would suit me personally as like a highlight shade. You know, just no. So I think what I'm going to do is actually go for an outside shade, and I'm going to use the NARS Banque de Sable highlighting palette, and I'm going to use this lightest shade here. This is one of my absolute favorite highlight shades, and I'm going to run this up here on the brow bone and then tie everything together by using this on the inner corner as well. Okay guys, and this is the finished look. So this did not turn out the way that I was planning. Let's just start from the beginning. So while I ultimately think that this look turned out pretty good, it kind of looks like to me like hot fire Cheetos or something. The original look that I was planning was to use this shade, and go in with one of these cool tone shades, and these cool tone ones here are the ones that I just don't like, I don't want to fool with anymore. These three here look nothing like they do in the pan once you take them out and try to put them on your lid. If they're on the brush, if they're just like swatched on you, they just don't, they look totally different. They have, it's kind of almost a duochrome kind of shift to it, but it stays shifted more towards the brown. They're all like brown with a shift to something else, like brown shift to teal, brown shift to cobalt, brown shift to violet. But when they're on the lid, all you see is the brown. And it's just sad because there's such beautiful shades in the pan. If they could just come out like that on the lid, they would be so amazing. But as it stands, they don't. They come out looking kind of brown and poop. So I do not recommend using those shades. Supplement with another palette maybe. Now for the rest of the palette, I totally love it. All of these shades are gorgeous. These mattes blended so well together. And this gold shade is literally like nothing that I have ever seen before. It is so vibrant and pigmented, and it just really pops on the lid. So as far as these go, I have no complaints. These are amazing. But I also am not really sure that I think it's worth $38. It's kind of expensive, especially considering the foundation that they launched was pretty reasonably priced. I think it was $28. That's really not bad for a foundation, and I really did like it. It doesn't come in enough shades, I think, honestly, especially if you're very fair. But this is more than the foundation. I don't know. I just think it's kind of, I don't know that it's worth $38. So I hope you guys did enjoy this review of the Do It For The Gram palette. Like I said, this didn't turn out the way that I had anticipated, and there were definitely some dud shades, but I mean, overall, the majority of the palette was really nice, especially if you're looking for some very specific warm toned shades. Let me know if you've tried this palette already and how you liked it down in the comments below so I know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't like those. And if there's anything else you'd like to see, reviews, testing out certain products, just let me know also in the comments below because I would love to try them out for you guys. I hope you guys are having an awesome week. I think at this point I kind of sound a little ridiculous because my allergies are kind of taking over. But I hope you guys are having a great week, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye guys!